Hello, it's me, JK. Hello, mentors. Thank you so much for clicking and watching my video again with curiosity and kindness. I'm a lifelong learner, language learner, wanting a science coach, and great thinker. This is my learning log channel. I hope I can grow with you, sharing my learning journey with mentors who can give me an advice and helps me about my curious and impulsive questions. Even before I talked about The Selfish Gene written by Richard Dawkins in the last video, I was thinking the storytelling. I knew that works intuitively, but how does it work? Why does it work? What has been missing for science classroom? What do you prefer between dictionary and fiction? I prefer fiction, of course, especially when it's related to me or my interest. Oftentimes, I feel math and science class lacks of story time. Oftentimes, I feel math and science class lacks the storytelling. I think it is because the methodological tools itself are overemphasized even in the curriculum or in the students' stereotypical myth towards science class. We often focus on how to collect data, read the data, not to why we need to collect data and what this data is meant for. 3 takeaways. While I am thinking about my driving questions, I searched it up about the power of storytelling. According to Vanessa, story is a connecting learners. It conveys culture, history, and personal interest in it, etc. What is not conveyed in the story? What is not conveyed in the story? Even scientific procedure, how to analyze DNA, could be in the story. She said storytelling is something for everyone because story invokes a visual image, auditory input using a voice and rhythm, and kinetic emotions. And it sticks. Without a doubt, storytelling was an ancient tool to teach us something and kept so long by reputation. Second question is how to use the storytelling. We already learned about the element of a story since elementary school: exposition, conflict, and resolution. According to Matt, the author of digital textbook, says we can incorporate this ingredient into our storytelling. He uses a scientific hypothesis as conflict. Yes, he's right. Exposition could be background knowledge, prior research, and previous lesson. And then conflict, two conflicting ideas. How do we solve? What about the case I do not have two conflicting ideas but do have a question? With this interesting storytelling lens, science journal is a brutal battlefield, mingling with two offensive side and defensive side. Any example of a storytelling in science field? I found 3 my favorite example of a storytelling in science field. One is from psychologyscience.org. Melanin wrote the article about teaching tipper field for higher educators. She suggests the idea of incorporating psychology theory in the case study, but she warned the educator has to be careful on selecting the story because the wrong choice of a story could impress the students in an RE way. Second example is Niles' article from issue.org. He has been on science staff at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. He knows his enriched experience in museum field. He explains so well how science history could be weaved to approach the understanding of science concept or even misunderstanding of science concept. The last but not least, I found a great classroom example with a student work at NSTA site. It gives me more idea that how I can use the storytelling in the classroom. Today is a quick recap. Story is connecting learners and for everyone. Therefore, it sticks well for a longer time. The understanding composition of the stories make it too versatile to use in a various field. The thoughtful selection of a story is critical for using stories in the science field. If here is a more question for you. What is your favorite story you use in the science class? Thank you so much for your mentoring. Please give me some feedback about what you think about my question.